XRP is absolutely pumping. We've gone up almost 20% in the last 2 days and about 12% in the last 12 to 24 hours. And there's a lot going on, and there's some very, very exciting news. Before I get into that, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you were a subscriber, you would have seen my video yesterday about how quantitative easing is just 100% not going to happen. Don't believe the narrative. The only thing that would make it happen would be a catastrophic economic event because rates have to go to zero. So check out that video that I did yesterday. Subscribe, like, do all those things. And we're going to get right into talking about XRP. First thing, let me just show you the XRP charts before we get into talking about what's driving this right now. And if you look at XRP, we shot up all the way up to about 279-ish. And 278, and we hit a ceiling of resistance there, based on past, look, we've hit this before, and we retraced back to about 268-ish, so there's been a floor of support built up, and now we're wavering in this zone. If we can bust through 278, there's still some room to run with a couple ceilings above that, but definitely some room to run. Now, what's causing all of this? This is the important thing, that there's all these datas that come out in, for the last week, it was quantitative easing. And I got sick of hearing about quantitative easing because people were not using the term right. Quantitative easing simply will not happen until rates go to zero. Fed rates go to zero. Because if you're not at zero on the federal funds rate and the Fed is still buying treasuries, they're slowing down the economy on one side and trying to speed it up on the other. That's like putting the gas and the brake all at once. It's not going to happen, people. So get off the QE narrative. It's a defunct narrative. It's flawed. The only way you're going to have QE is that you have 0% interest rates. That is not going to happen this year. They're only predicting about a one-time interest rate cut this year. Probably towards the end of the year, it's probably going to be a quarter. It'll still have us above 4%. So the quantitative easing, when the Fed buys mortgage-backed securities and treasuries or other long-term assets to drive their price up and the yield down, not going to happen. So what is going to happen? So I've heard a lot of rumors lately about XRP, but let's talk about this one. This is not a rumor. This is fact that the XRP Grayscale ETF was filed their 19B-4 filing with the SEC. SEC has formally acknowledged that it's been filed. So this is a very big step. There's a 21-day public comment period. So, it's not going to happen overnight, if it does get approved, but what do you think? Do you think that this XRP ETF by Grayscale is going to get approved? With all the meetings that Brad Garlinghouse has had with either President Trump or the Trump family or other people in the SEC or whoever else he meets with, do you think that was all for naught? Or do you think that this is a pretty good chance of this happening? Well, the market's already pumping based on this happening. And, I don't know that I could refute that. Now, look, here's the other thing that's going on is the liquidations. We have a lot of long positions here that if the price pushes forward could get liquidated. These are, if the price goes down, it could capture all this liquidity from these long positions, all the shorts over here. That looks like there's more longs than shorts. So we might have a short-term dip to capture that liquidity to move back up. And this is all 100x leverage in here. Now that some of those positions might get closed out. But all these longs here, the people that went long, there's a lot more of this than there is of this. So people have shorted the market, betting against Bitcoin. I just don't think that's a good move right now. I think Bitcoin's in a great spot, but until these liquidations happen, it's going to be real hard to drive it up. These are all, long leveraged positions. So the markets tend to want to suck up that liquidity before it drives forward. So we're going to see some volatility. Today there is more economic news coming out today, and the economic news for the most part this week has not been super positive for the quantitative easing narrative, which I've talked about numerous times, and there's going to be a link at the end to this video at the end of this video. But there's been a lot of pressure on crypto based on inflation data, because the inflation is going to dictate what the Fed's going to do. And if they lower their rates and bring in more liquidity, that's better. But lowering rates is not quantitative easing. I'm sorry. I'm just so stuck on people using that wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me down below, but look it up before you do that. All right. So that being said, I do think that XRP is on a tear. Is it going to end? of course, it's going to end at some point, and there's going to be movements to grab liquidity. And right now, if we can hold this floor support and we can push through it, if this is just a retracement, there could be some nice upward potential to move up. But if it busts through here, we do have some floors of support here around 240ish, and then again around 233. But if it goes to there, it's probably going to push lower, and it's going to be trading in this sideways realm that we've been in. So who knows? I don't know what the future holds. I can only look at past performance. It's not indicative of future results. I'm not your financial advisor. This certainly isn't financial advice. I'm looking just like you are to see what's my next move. And what am I doing? Well, I do have some long leveraged positions, but low leveraged positions, not 100x. I'm talking about 5x positions, lower leveraged positions. And as they go up, I take profits, or I raise my stop loss in order to not lose on the deal, but I have to be in the profit to do that. And so right now I'm sitting at a very small profit on a couple leveraged trades, anticipating them going up, and my stop losses are set properly. So if you do any of this stuff, make sure you use extreme caution, because there's a lot of propensity for failure and liquidations, especially in this volatile market. And until those liquidations are cleared out, or more so cleared out, and the traders are exhausted and they don't want to risk the market, it's going to be hard for this market to move up without any very positive macroeconomic news or any very positive momentum with either the strategic Bitcoin reserve or the strategic crypto reserve, the sovereign wealth fund, the taxation, the banks getting involved. There's a lot of things that are just about to pop, but they're not there yet. And it could take days, weeks, months, years, who knows? But the good thing is about this entire market, the good thing is that we're moving in a positive direction towards regulatory clarity, towards more adoption, I guess it's also known as, and usage in the real world, and tokenization of real world assets. All of these things are very, very good for crypto. The most bullish we've ever been in this space, yet we're trading sideways in anticipation of something going wrong. But I don't think, long term, I still think Bitcoin is going to be 150 to maybe 200 by the end of the year. Not financial advice. This is just my pure opinion. Don't act on it for your entertainment value. But that's where I'm at. I hope you found some value in this short video. And if you have any comments about where you think XRP is going, put the comments down below. Just do me a favor. If you made it this far, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. A lot of tasks that I would like you to do. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.